What is going on, everyone? Back, got another video here. We are taking off the intake manifold to get ready and do the two knock sensors along with the harness and also the starter. This job is actually a lot easier outside of the vehicle than it is in. However, it is still very easily manageable to do so. The following tools you're going to need are a pretty decently sized extension, a 12mm socket. I happen to use a Milwaukee electric ratchet along with probably about a 12-inch extension, 3/8, and I use an adapter to actually step down to a 1/4-inch 12mm. For some reason, the 3/8 drive didn't want to seat properly on a few of the bolts on the center of the intake manifold. So on each side, you have a total of 2 nuts and 3 bolts. So if you look, you have 1 nut here in the front, you have a bolt down here, a bolt down here, a bolt down here, followed by a nut. And it's the exact same thing on the opposite side. Now, once you have the following electrical connectors disconnected from your fuel injectors and the rest of your harness, it makes it a lot easier to just pull off the manifold. You do not have to separate the plenum. This is in fact, 2-part plenum. You have this upper part and then the lower part. If you separate this upper part, you will need to buy the gasket for this. Along with, you will be able to expose the center throttle body flaps, and those are for like your VVT. Now, you do not need to pull off your fuel rail. You can keep that bolted on. Everybody has that misconception. I promise you, keep it on. Do not touch it. Just disconnect the electrical connectors. Do the following bolts that I said, the 3 in the center and the 2 nuts on the front and the rear. And this whole manifold, as you see, will lift right up. Obviously, I'm going to need 2 hands. However, that's all you got. You can actually look into the valley real quickly and see. Now, if there's anything missing, obviously it's going to be a vacuum line, or it's probably going to be one missing electrical connector. However, the whole manifold, like I said, will pull off as one whole unit. Let's see this. Oh, I forgot. You do have a coolant line that runs to your throttle body and also your, what is this? Your coolant crossover tube. So don't forget that, and then you can peel it off. Let's get back. All right, now we're back, and as you can see, we have the upper intake manifold off, exposing just the bare head and the valley. You have the knock sensor here on the driver's side. You also have the knock sensor here on this side for the passenger. You have the coolant tube that goes for your heater. And then you have your starter here. Don't forget to replace your knock sensor harness. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's here. This gets very, very hot and very, very brittle. I mean, I can't imagine as soon as I start taking this apart, it's gonna just fail. Like I said, replace this harness. It's not expensive. The sensors, by all means, if you're gonna be here, I promise you, do not buy any auto parts store brand. Go straight to the dealer, or if you have access to someone like a parts house, say like Parts Authority or IMC, something of the above that can get you like OEM parts, highly recommend Denso. Stay away from the eBay. I don't care if it's the same part number, but it's the same picture. It's a fake. It's a fraud. You're here, do the job once, do it correctly. Now that the upper intake manifold is off, you can get a look at this actuator here, and then this canister. This actuates your VVT. You have your lines. This is your harness, vacuum line, vacuum line. You're here, might as well replace it. It's very inexpensive. Inspect everything while you're here. Take a good gander.